Razer has finally done it. The new Blade Stealth features a powerful gaming GPU in a 3-pound ultraportable. Typically, small machines like this rely on integrated graphics or weaker NVIDIA chips like the MX150. The new Blade Stealth is the first machine of this size that can be configured with NVIDIA's GTX 1650 Max-Q GPU, allowing it to play most modern games in 1080p. As you'd expect though, that sort of portable power will cost you much more than a typical gaming PC. And while the GTX 1650 is faster than other ultra-portables, it can't always reach the smooth 60 FPS frame rate we really want. The Blade Stealth is clearly built for a specific type of gamer, one who wants a very light machine, but still wants to play a quick match of Overwatch. Razer didn't change much from last year's Blade Stealth on the outside. It still features an all-black aluminum case measuring 15.3 millimeters thin, and compared to most ultra-portables, it still looks and feels like a very high-end device. Unfortunately, because of that sleek black finish, it's also a terrible fingerprint magnet. I'm serious, it's almost as if looking at the Blade Stealth will leave a mark. There's also a mercury white version that looks pretty stylish, but unfortunately it can only be configured with Intel's integrated Iris Plus graphics. Everything interesting about the revamped Blade Stealth is under the hood. The new models feature Intel's 10th gen Core i7 1065 G7 GPU and 16 gigabytes of RAM. You'll only get a 256 gigabyte SSD on the white version, but the black GTX 1650 model comes with twice as much storage. That's a smart move by Razer. Games are getting larger every year, and it's really hard to juggle large titles like Destiny 2 without 512 gigabytes of storage. As for displays, you can choose from a 1080p screen or a 4K touch-enabled panel. My usual advice stands: 4K generally isn't worth it on smaller laptops, especially when they're not powerful enough to run games at that resolution. While the sheer amount of power contained in the new Blade Stealth is impressive, it clearly has limits. I was able to run Overwatch in 1080p with epic graphics settings at a smooth 70 FPS. I had a bit more trouble in Destiny 2, which typically ran around 50 FPS in 1080p and medium settings, but could sometimes vary up to 70 FPS or 40. And that sort of variability just makes it really hard to play sometimes. And in the Hitman 2 benchmark, we saw around 47 FPS in 1080p with medium settings. The limited game performance was easier to tolerate the more I used the Blade Stealth. It's rare to find a notebook that I'd feel just as comfortable working on as I do gaming, but its lightweight made it easy to carry around New York City. It felt no different than the XPS 13 in my book bag. I was able to get some work done on crowded Starbucks counters without any issue, and I had no trouble toting it around our office. That's not something I typically do with a heavier gaming laptop. It even had some decent battery life, lasting around 8 hours in our benchmark. The Blade Stealth's excellent keyboard was well suited to both typing and gaming. The keys are satisfying to type on with a healthy amount of travel and responsiveness. And the large glass trackpad also held its own against most other premium laptops. Razer also includes 2 Type-A USB 3.1 ports for legacy devices and 2 USB-C ports, which can be used for data, displays, and charging. There's a large 100-watt power supply in the box. Though as usual for USB-C laptops, you can also charge it more slowly with weaker adapters. My major issue with the new Blade Stealth is its cost. At $1,800 for the GTX 1650 model, it's only $100 cheaper than the significantly more powerful Blade 15, which has a 6-core Intel CPU and NVIDIA's RTX 2070 graphics. The power difference there is absolutely massive, and you also get a much faster 144Hz display with the Blade 15. If I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely go for the 15-inch, even though it's a bit heavier at 4.6 pounds. Honestly, the weight difference is even worth it to get the $1,600 Blade 15 with GTX 1660 Ti graphics, since you'll still be getting a beefier CPU. One thing worth considering, the prices I'm listing right now are currently based on discounts at Razer's website, so there's a chance they may increase later. Razer managed a feat of engineering by fitting the GTX 1650 in such a slim notebook, but I'm just not sure how many gamers will actually go for the Stealth when the Blade 15 just has a lot more to offer. Stay tuned to Engadget.com for more gaming laptop news, and if you dug this video, be sure to like and subscribe us.